A Tale of Two Millionaires. Now, this is from the introduction of The Psychology of Money. So, the two millionaires. The first is Ronald James Reed. He was an investor, a janitor, a gas station attendant, and philanthropist. He was born in 1921 in a remote area of Vermont, and he was just dirt poor. He came from a poor farming family. He ended up walking to high school 4 miles each way, so the guy was pretty dedicated to his education. He was the first member of his family to graduate high school. He ended up serving in the Army during World War II, and then after the war, returned to Vermont, and he spends 25 years as a gas station attendant and a mechanic. He ended up retiring for 1 year in 1979 at age 58, but I guess he got bored because he started a part-time job as a janitor at JCPenney, and he worked there for 17 years. He ended up retiring again in 1997 at age 76. He'd go on to live another 17 years. He died in 2014 at the age of 92. Now, he lived a humble life, but in his will, Ronald Reed gave instructions to distribute $8 million of funds. He ended up leaving $2 million to his stepkids, $1.2 million to his local library, and $4.8 million to a local hospital. Now, people were baffled. The local folks were just like, where did all that money come from? Because he didn't win the lottery. He didn't have any inheritance because he came from a poor farming family, and he had a humble career. He worked at a gas station. But the reality is that he saved little by little over time, and he invested. And decades later, his small investments compounded over time to go to $8 million. And now there's the second millionaire, Richard Fuscone. This was a Harvard-educated Merrill Lynch exec with an MBA. He was regarded as a titan of finance. He was praised for his business savvy, his leadership, his judgment, and personal integrity. He was so successful, he retired in his 40s to become a philanthropist. But he was not like Ronald Reed. You see, everything fell apart for Richard in the mid-2000s. He had ended up borrowing money heavily to expand his 18,000 square foot home in Connecticut. That mansion had 11 bathrooms, 2 elevators, 2 pools, and a 7-car garage. It cost more than $90,000 a month to maintain. But the 2008 real estate market crashed and the economy tanked. He ended up losing his houses in Florida. He filed for bankruptcy trying to keep his main mansion. He ended up losing it all, and then the creditors picked over the remains. Now, there's a stark contrast between these two millionaires. Now, Ronald, no college degree, no training, no experience, no connections. He was just simply a good steward of the resources that he had. And then Richard, he had all the advantages of education, pedigree, connections, position, but he lived a flashy lifestyle and ended up losing everything. So what was the difference? I would say it's their reason for building wealth.